Hey guys, I'm Brittany Hughes. You're watching MRC-TV, and this is your reality check. There's a birthday coming up, but for once, that's not cause for much celebration. For the majority of you who may not know, this Sunday marks the 100th anniversary of Planned Parenthood, which over the years has become the single largest abortion provider in the United States, operating roughly 700 clinics across the country that are currently being subsidized by your tax dollars. Planned Parenthood has a long-standing history of preying on minorities, the undereducated, the frightened, and the poor. Nearly 1 in 5 of Planned Parenthood's patients are under the age of 20. 80% have incomes at 150% below the poverty line. 79% of Planned Parenthood abortion clinics are located in low-income minority neighborhoods, and an estimated 40% of its abortion victims are Black and Hispanic children. While the organization has existed since 1916, its involvement in the abortion industry has grown exponentially since the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision in 1973. In the 43 years since, Planned Parenthood has raked in more than $8.7 billion in federal taxpayer money, and countless more in state and local funds. Supported by this funding, the organization has aborted more than 7 million unborn children, children with heartbeats and pain receptors, children who can hiccup and who have 10 little fingers and 10 little toes. So how did we get here? To this unimaginable place at which Planned Parenthood openly murders 900 defenseless children per day, in a country whose first founding principle was the right to life. So-called conservative Republican lawmakers share a large part of this guilt. From 2005 to 2006, just recently, the GOP held the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Several well-known conservative justices sat on the bench of the Supreme Court. And yet, during those 2 years, Roe v. Wade continued unchallenged, Planned Parenthood remained fully funded, and several million more children lost their lives. Left undeterred, Planned Parenthood has now taken aim at the Hyde Amendment, which was passed by a Democratic Congress and signed by a Democratic president in 1976. If the amendment were to be overturned, federal taxpayer dollars would be freed up and used to pay for elective abortions on demand. And this is happening in part because many conservative legislators have allowed an organization that murders children to continue to exist because it is politically convenient. So how did we get here? To this place where legalized infanticide supported by public money has become an accepted part of our everyday lives. Please tell me how this is any better than the wholesale slaughter of millions of innocent people simply because they were Jewish, or Black, or disabled, or gay. Genocide remains genocide, whether it takes place in a dark underground gas chamber or behind steel doors on a sterilized table surrounded by glistening white walls. It remains genocide, whether its victims is an elderly man who is killed because of his ethnicity or an unborn child who is killed because he is considered inconvenient. And whether they be elected officials, judges, clergy, or everyday citizens, those who sit on the sidelines of this tragedy today are no better than those who once stood in their home windows and shop doors and church gates and watched thick, black clouds of smoke rise from the walls of concentration camps and did nothing. Planned Parenthood is marking 100 years of success, growth, wealth, and bloodshed. It is a tragedy that exposes the moral corruption of our society, the complacency of millions of Americans, and the hypocrisy of our government. And so next time you are inclined to ask God to bless America, stop first and ask yourself why he should. And that is your reality check, America. And happy birthday, Planned Parenthood. May it be your last. Thanks for watching, and make sure to share this video with your family and friends. You can find more videos like this one on YouTube or at mrctv.org. And as always, make sure that you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.